Hi viewers, my name is Grace Edache from Grace Oven Bake Shop and Kitchen. Today we start our maiden edition of the Bakers Talk Show. And with me co-hosting, I have Abuja's finest bakers. I have my cake blogger
Hi.
extraordinaire, Peace from
Hello.
Cake Vendors Connect. Peace, please say something.
Hi, everyone.
I have Pretty Chipsy here. Chioma, please say something to them.
Hi.
Chioma is from Chipsy's Oven. I have Lide, Calm, and Collect. Hi viewers, my name is Grace Edache from Grace Oven Bake Shop and Kitchen. Today we start our first edition of the Bakers Talk Show. And co-hosting with me, I have Abuja's finest bakers and my cake blogger extraordinaire. I have Peace from Cake Vendors Connect. Please say something.
Hello.
And I have Pretty Chipsy. I have Chioma from Chipsy's Oven.
Hello.
I have Lide, Calm and Collected. Lide, please say something.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Lide is from Cakes by Ellie, and I have my Shakara Maureen from Moss Cakes and Pastries.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so now to start our maiden edition, we'll start by talking a little bit of how we've come far in the industry. Please, how did you start? Let's make it interactive. Chioma will tell us something. It promises to be fun. The idea behind the show is to find time to chill out. We talk about the challenges in the industry. We talk about the progress we've made, how we can reach out to upcoming bakers, and knowledge sharing. It promises to be fun. Please hang around with us. So please tell us something.
Okay, so I started cake blogging in 2017, April 17, 2017.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I started as a fun. It was fun for me,
Yeah.
showcasing people's works, just a passionate, thing, about the job and, showcasing bakers and all that. And so with time it grew and I started making money from it from
Okay.
it, Now I make money, I can stay in my house and I'll make serious money
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
wow.
from blogging,
Okay.
Like in a month I can make up to 150.
Whoa.
The least I make in a month is
We're porting to that
the least
direction.
I make in a month is 50,000. When I started,
Wow.
I started
Nice one.
advertising with 2,000 naira.
Okay.
From
Wow.
2,000 naira, like that, as my engagement increased and my
Okay.
audience increased, I increased
Okay.
my fee, and that's it.
Okay, so let Chioma tell us something.
Oh, wow. Hi. Like this. I'm Chama, CEO Chipsy's Oven. I started baking. I think I was a housewife. Like I was in Kaduna, and I went to visit my mom, and I was in the car, and I saw a truck pass that had like the baking like adverts and all of that, the wedding world at the time. And my mom lives in Delta State, Warri, and I asked, "Can I go for the class?" And she's like, "Fine." But I was a broke housewife at that time. I didn't have any money, like because I was not like broke, but the fees were much. You get and. I didn't want to stress my husband at the time because I was supposed to be visiting my mom. So I was like, I would like to go. And she's like, okay, she'll take care of the class. And she paid. And I went for the class. And I moved to Abuja afterwards. And I didn't have any clients. I didn't know anybody. So I used to use my in-laws to bake. Like, oh, you have this friend, bake for him, bake for her, you know. And they really helped my business at the time because you're having nobody and all of a sudden having to do something. You know, the more you practice cake, the better you become.
Yeah.
And from there, I started going out for shows, telling people that, oh, we're here, Chips is over in Abuja, please patronize us. And we started going for classes, we started getting better. And I think the moment you start getting better, everyone wants to know at that party who made that cake, you know. And I would like to thank like my clients because they were the ones that really helped the business with word of mouth.
Yeah.
And from there, God just blessed the business, and we've been doing well since
See
then.
how far you've come.
Yes, like it's
It's
amazing, but I've just been very grateful to God because it hasn't been easy, but we'll talk
That's why
about the
you are
challenges,
here
you know,
giving
but yes, that's why we're here giving back and all of that,
Okay.
you know.
So tell us something.
Okay, basically, I started baking as a child's play. I think, if I'm correct, between 12 and 13
Wow.
was the first time I tried my hands on cakes. And why? So usually, when I go for parties, I get skipped. When it's time to really, I love
Are you
cake.
serious?
Yes, as a kid. Like, you know, when we attend parties, like the first thing my attention catches
The
is the
cake.
cake. And when it's time to serve the cake, it doesn't get to me somehow. So in my mind, like, okay, I need to know how to make it. My
Yeah.
mom didn't bake, like nobody around me baked. So I started off by talking to a neighbor. She said, okay, just buy this, buy that, add it together. It's gonna give you a cake. So the first cake I ever made was a mess.
Yeah.
But then
Oh.
from there, you know, the interest and the passion grew.
Yeah.
And cake was just something I liked to do for fun. I never planned to like have a big cake. It was
Yeah.
never a dream
Yeah.
to have a cake shop and have
someone to
yes.
buy from.
Okay, so fast forward to after service, I think in 2008, after service. Um, you know, I knew I wasn't going to do like a regular day job, so I had two skills there: the cake and makeup. So it was between both,
Okay.
and I decided to combine both. It was working well. The cake was a side hustle. The makeup thing was my major thing back then. So I started out. It wasn't bad. Then I moved to Abuja in 2013.
Wow.
2013. I didn't know anybody. It was just my husband and I. And well, I came to Abuja with three major skills: home decor, cakes, and makeup.
Yeah, you're not
And
empty.
somehow the other two died a natural death. I can't explain how, but they died a natural death. But I could bake from my kitchen, you know.
Yeah.
Like nobody is really interested in your location or where you're baking from, as long as you make something nice
Yes.
and you're able to get it across to your customers, right? So it started like that, and then the business grew on me. I wasn't prepared for the growth
You're giving
that
us
came.
beautiful desserts.
As
Yeah.
in
Wow,
cakes,
that's
wow.
amazing.
Fantastic
I don't know, Presido.
Okay, so like she rightly said, it got to
Yeah.
a particular point where it became like a big deal.
Yes.
So we had to like start going for classes, start getting better, start
Yes, and
you
not
know
be against.
taking it seriously.
Yeah.
You know, in
Thank
order
God
to
for
build
how
a business
far
out of
we've
it.
come.
Yes.
Ma, tell us from banking.
Most
Oh yeah,
to
give us the story.
say. My story is a very funny one actually, because my mom used to bake, but you know the kind of baking then. And my mom's elder sister used to do. She supplies cakes to Nigerian Airways then.
Yeah.
So we just go for holidays. We rush to go for holidays from Jos to Lagos. So most times
she does the bread, the cake, and everything. But they do it in like large quantities.
Yeah.
That you'd be wondering where will you start, like
Yeah.
then. So I just had that interest and came back to Jos. Like the first time I did the cake in Jos, I think it was only the smell they perceived. The outcome, I just threw it out like that because I don't even because I was like, okay, I came back home, tried to divide because our recipes are bag. So and when it came out, my mom was like, I think I was perceiving like something cake. I said, mommy, cake. I'm the neighbor because because of her, she had the poultry there, so I'd use her egg, use her sugar and everything. But with time, when my mom like saw I had interest and everything, school, you have to go to school first. So went to school, and after that, bank work. First bank called us, and we decided to enter the bank. I was in the bank for like 6 years, and came out of the bank and said, okay, you know what? It has to be something, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we now started classes. I took classes from some very
Amazing.
amazing
Bakers.
people. Yeah, amazing bakers here. And the amazing bakers actually introduced us to flying out to get professional
Help.
help and everything. And since then, it's been very awesome. And God
I
has
have a
been faithful.
question for Maureen though.
Okay.
What was the turning point
like
for
cake
you?
as
At
well.
what stage did you decide to leave your day job to say, okay, this is what I'm going
Okay.
to do full time?
When I was in the banking industry, I used to bake, but not full time. I just bake I beg people, beg. Please. I used to beg.
No, you were
I-
humble.
When I use the word beg, I beg well. Like I will convince you. So this cake is really nice. My cake is nice. I'm telling you. Please, let me do for you. Okay, Maureen, but how much? I said, okay, maybe just 15,000. 15,000. I said, okay, do how much do you have? How much? You not tell me like 5 years. I said, I will do it.
Yeah.
I'm serious. So then I wasn't even thinking of the game.
Yeah.
But
You
I
need to
just
do
saw that
something
it was
in
fun.
the beginning,
I wanted
yes.
to do something different. And the cake thing, I now remember I spoke to my auntie about it. Called her. She was not giving me the same big recipes. I said, Auntie, can you calculate this thing? I did. So I actually got some recipes from her. Some like especially my fruit cakes
Yeah.
are from her like that. So it was fun actually. I think when someone now sees your cake, I'm like, your cake tastes nice, and I'm like, nice.
The journey.
Okay, Maureen, let's start this thing, and then now step in. So we thank God.
Okay, if I'm to talk about I used to love cakes. And then after youth service, or before I went for youth service, I stayed at home. I didn't know what to do with myself. And then there was this older baker who said she was training and we had 25,000 she would train you. I told my mom I need to go for something new and I like cakes. I tried to sew but I cannot use both hands and legs.
I love
So I wasn't just good at it. And then when I went, they told me they had finished and they had just a week to round up. And I said I would join them. And when I joined them, I paid the full fee. They did the exams, and I turned out with the best decorated cake.
Wow.
And I said, this thing, it's like I have to put my hand inside this thing. And then back then in Makodi, I would bake. I wasn't making anything. But then I remember a neighbor of mine. They had this video club. You know, then they used to rent.
Yeah, like movies
yes.
and CDs.
They wanted to get married. And they gave me 12,000 and said I should bake their wedding cake.
Wow.
Oh my God, this is serious true. What year was that? The money didn't make sense. That was 2004.
Wow.
Or thereabout. Took the money. And then I wanted to do everything inside that cake. I just collected my mom's money to put inside. I wish I found the picture. It was manageable. It was royal icing.
Yeah.
With some funny string works. So they trusted me, and from then the next time I came for youth service, a friend of mine was getting married and asked me to do her cake. I left Abuja to Makodi, did the wedding cake. At the venue there, somebody said they wanted to see the baker. They told her it was me who baked the cake. And then she said she was an official of NYSC.
Oh.
And she came back to Abuja, took me from my CDS tourism, took me to skills acquisition and told me to start teaching people. So I think when I started to do that, I knew I had to start training myself.
To get
But
better.
before I could even go far, I got the bank job. And
Yeah.
this baking was competing with the banking. I really liked the baking. The banking was giving me money. But at the time, they took the work. I just had to give up. And gradually, we are where we are today.
Mhm.
We are still hoping to be better,
Yeah.
but somehow we are here today. So that's a brief history of how we've all started. We're going to be having a general conversation. I want us to talk about our challenges. Have we had trying times when you felt like quitting?
Almost every weekend.
Start their story first. When you feel
Oh boy.
like quitting.
Oh boy. Almost every weekend. Almost.
Almost
I,
every
I, I
weekend.
think. I think when I think it's like when you're very stressed, when it gets overwhelming, and in the beginning of my business, I used to cry a lot. I'll be honest with you. I'll go to the bathroom and cry, clean my eyes, and go back to work and say, chest it in. And, but now, I think it's when I'm very tired. Like, when I'm very, very tired. Like, maybe I've worked 3-4 days straight of no sleep, and I'm asking myself for how much. I'm like, in fact, next week, I'm not doing this again. This is not happening. And the moment on Sunday comes, and I get to rest, and on Monday morning, I'm waking up.
Forget about that.
I forget about the fact, and then this week,
So
I'm
we-
stopping it.
So can we say that passion?
Yes,
embedded in
yes, that it has to be
It keeps
passion.
you going.
It has to be
Yeah,
passion.
so basically, what keeps you going is the passion.
It has to be
Because,
passion.
I remember back in 2008, it was my first wedding cake. And it happened to be, like, I had 2 weddings that day. Like, it was the first time ever I'll be making wedding cakes, and there were 2 weddings. So, in my mind, like, I did everything possible. I tried my best. Of course, the 2 wedding cakes, they were mixed together, like, they are the same batter. So, whatever happened to A
This one.
is definitely happening to B. So, that's how, of course, I couldn't attend both weddings. I had set up in wedding A, and then I went to wedding B because I was friends with that person. So, when they called cutting of the cake and all of that, I went to assist. And the smell that came from the cake, I knew was bad. I knew
What
I was
happened?
in trouble. The cake was bad.
So how did you
I knew I was in trouble because not only did I make that wedding cake, there was also another wedding that I didn't even know the couple. So I was so sad, and I expected the worst, and they both paid for the cake. They paid a lot of
So how
money.
did you salvage that?
At the end of the day, when they called me, oh my God, you ruined my day. The cake you brought was stale. The other person was more understanding because, of course, she's my
your
The
friend.
relationship with her.
I was depressed. I mean, I said I wasn't going to bake again. I fell sick because of the stress.
Yeah.
I had to refund, and I promised myself I wasn't doing this again.
But look at her now, President.
Fast forward a year later, I don't know. Like, you can't explain it.
I
I
can't
actually
explain
stopped
it.
baking
Do
for
you have
a year.
issues like?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I stopped baking for a year.
Because of that incident?
Yes.
Yeah, it happened.
Yeah, I was
No, no,
because
no,
in my
no,
mind,
no,
like
no, no.
somebody's big day, I messed it up. So it was a big thing in my head.
Yeah.
I
I stopped
understand
baking.
the trouble.
How
The trauma though.
till now I can't explain what happened. I can't explain how come I started it again. But it finds you.
Yeah.
You
It
understand?
finds
However
you.
long you leave it,
You come back
it
to
comes
it.
up
When you
to
see
yeah.
when you see cakes and parties, you just smile. I'm like, okay, I can do this. Yeah, as in,
Yeah.
but I understand what she's saying because I remember I had a wedding cake that we did, and to us we did everything right.
Yes.
We got to the hall, we did the stacking, everything, and then because I was a new baker, I didn't know how to do the proper like stacking from under to up.
Yeah.
So I had gone to dress up. I used to get my beautiful creation, and I went back to the hall and I saw my cake like so now it's funny. Then now it's funny, but then
Yeah, it was.
oh my goodness, I was like, oh, Jesus, my heart was sinking. I was like, I need to touch that cake, like, and because it's like a big wedding,
Yeah.
and nobody wanted me to go forward to touch the cake. I was trying to explain to them, please, let me just go and just tilt it back. They didn't allow me. So
It
throughout,
ended
Why?
like that.
sorry.
Did the cake end like that?
Yes, that's what the cup. That's what I'm telling you. So
Yeah.
I understand what you mean. Like
Yes.
I felt depressed. Like
Yeah.
literally, if I could, the floor could open me and swallow me at that time. Like literally, everybody was having fun and everything. I just kept on looking at that cake. As in, even when the couple was cutting, I felt like crying for them. But
But the day passed.
The day passed. Then another time, even sometime the beginning of
I
this
guess it
year.
happens to all
Yeah,
of
the beginning of this year,
Yeah.
I did a cake and we got to the hall and I told them, my staff actually called me and told me, Ma, this table isn't strong. And I told them to drop it on the slab, and they did drop it on the slab, but the aunts and everybody around was like, oh, we are all family of bakers, we bake, put it on the table, put it on the
Oh.
table. And I had another event that, there's some events, this is, you have to prioritize your day as a baker. You have to know on Friday, I'm going to be here at this time, here at this time, here at this time. So I already had that. So all I was going to do was go there and fix flowers for that particular event and go and drop my second, event. And next thing, they sent me WhatsApp. My girl she couldn't call me. She sent me a WhatsApp video. What did I see? The cake is on the floor.
Oh, man.
So they had finished setting up, and thanks to the aunties and before they could move, the table broke into two.
Hi.
So the table breaking into two, so the cake went like
Caved in.
Oh.
I don't know how she explained, but she said it went like this and like this, and it went on the floor. And immediately I was like, you know what? Okay, you can go to event 2. I'll start working on a dummy, everything. This happened this year.
Wow.
When I got to the hall, the aunties have picked up the cake on another table, put some artificial flowers to cover everywhere and everything. And now the bride and groom, they're still outside, so they haven't even danced in. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't know how God did it, but we were so fast that we did the same cake,
Wow.
but in a dummy, the same stenciling, everything in less
I
than an
wish the
hour.
picture was
Wow.
here.
Wow.
And I have a video, but I'll have to look for it on one of my phones. And
Upload
we
it.
got to the venue, we're begging them that please, can we remove this main cake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
something else.
they said, oh, that they like it like that.
Wow.
I started crying.
Relatives can be
I
involved.
started crying literally. Like, this happened beginning of this year. I was behind the stage. I started crying. Like, I left the hall crying. Like, why would anybody want to ruin the bride's? Yes, they had a sentimental attachment that the mom of the groom was the one who baked the inner, because they brought the cake for me to cover and redressing, which I don't do that. But the sentimental attachment, oh, my mom did it and all of that. But now something has happened. I'm telling them that we can still use the base that the mom made and put the final ones on top.
Yeah.
And it still looked like nothing happened, but they insisted. So that really hurt my feelings. That really made me feel very bad. And I was just happy that no one could blame me for anything. But
Of course, they will not
as a
blame you.
bride, I think you want to be very happy on your wedding day. But they said the bride still had fun at that wedding. So I'm like,
Sometimes the pain
that's
isn't-
fine.
The pain isn't really about how much is paid you.
Yeah.
It's the effort you
Yeah,
put.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
do you understand? Like,
Yeah, for
I just
sure.
wanted it to look perfect. But, and
When you have challenges like this, how do you do it?
Mine has actually happened like on 2 occasions, birthday cakes, where you take a buttercream, and when you get to the
Butter.
venue, it's not funny. Like, I think recently we just,
Marisol, it's not funny.
it's not funny because it's embarrassing first because you're trying to.
But we need to
show
tell this
yourself.
story so
Yes,
that people
because
know that
You drop
it
and
happens behind
then
the
I think like a couple of years back you have to hold your cake on your lap. Maybe the next person like be driving. I didn't even think about putting it in the boots and so by the time they hold it, and Nigerian roads are very good actually. So you just go like
Yes,
this, go
so
like
come
this. So when you bring it out of the carton, it's actually very small, as it's small this way.
Yeah.
You don't even know what to do, and maybe your house is very far. It has happened to me like twice. I have to now beg, please, do you guys have like a knife or something? Let me just help you guys and just do this. You have to explain because the customer paid for the cake. What will you do? You have to beg and do. There's even one I had to carry back home because the thing actually just melted, like the butter just went down. I had to take it back home. Yes, we had to take it back home. And I was late, obviously, when I think maybe the birthday boy or so, I can remember, I did not even remember there was a cake. So when I was coming in, I even saw them sharing food and everything. I just covered my face. I was like, nah, this is it. Although she liked the cake, but she was still saying, Maureen, this your lateness, no be here, no be here. I was like, I'm sorry about that, madam, but I came now, but see now, the weather.
And she was happy at the end of the day.
She was. So, and customers' reviews can be very good.
Yes.
Once they tell you your cake is nice, No
Yes.
matter the kind of stress, the all night you've
Yes,
done. Like
yes.
when you said you want to give up self and
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
it's worth it at the end of the day.
Yes.
I'm being honest. Like
But-
I just wait. Sometimes I just wait. Sometimes you say, More, you send the account number. I'm like, yeah, I'll send it. Don't worry, I'll send it. When I know you've eaten the cake and you like it, More, your cake is really nice. I'm like, okay, yes, man, no problem. Okay, I've sent the account number to you already. With confidence, you collect your money back like
Okay,
that.
I
But
want to cut into that one now. Upcoming bakers. She's doing that for
Because
that
she
we-
knows.
Yes,
Don't
yes,
do
yes,
that.
one that will take
Don't
your
collect your money
and go.
first.
Don't take
Oh.
money. Yeah, no, no,
Yes.
no.
Now, tell us about the blog. So, how
Yeah.
do you tap into her own profile, tap into this one? How do you sort the customers you showcase, or I don't know, what's the purpose for what
Okay,
you do?
blogging, Cake Vendors Connect is all about connecting clients to vendors because
Okay.
my audience are not just bakers only. We have
Okay.
those in other sectors that are not
You can
bakers.
sell equipment and
No, apart from them, those that are not big, they're just regular workers, but they just like my page and all that. And then they see that I showcase bakers a lot, and then they'll come to a lot of them come to my DM that refer me, please. Where can I see this person in this location? I'm in Lagos, maybe in Ikeja. I need a baker there. Please, can you refer me? And refer them to people. So that's one of the
somehow
reasons.
you
Please,
don't need
Yeah.
I'm just
a
hearing this one, please.
supermarketer for
Please, you've not referred to this area. We're just hearing it.
so you're like
Don't worry, I will,
you're
I
like the
will.
middleman, the
Yes.
baker and the client.
Are you hearing?
Yes,
We
I
have
do that.
to.
Yeah. So
As
We
a
have
baker,
to-
there are a lot of ways I make my money, not just from adverts.
okay.
Like if I have a direct client that wants a baker to
Yeah.
bake their cake, and I direct them to a particular person, now meet that baker. Somebody is coming to you, and I know this person is a big client. Except I know that the person is not. I'll just leave you, but the big client, please put my percentage.
Yeah.
5%. You understand? And
That's nice. Five
I make
is
money
reasonable
that
for
way.
five. Some people go on.
You understand?
10%.
But my major way of making money is through direct adverts. When people book bakers, kitchen equipment,
A lot
make
of social
adverts.
skills and
Like
marketing.
a
Yeah.
kitchen equipment, company did adverts on my page for 2 weeks and they paid me
Yeah.
100K. Just normal advert, not influencing.
Yeah.
So I make money from influencing too.
Okay.
Yes, I charge 400K for influencing for a month. You
Wow.
understand? Yes, I influence for
Are you sure? Where's my laptop?
So, but my husband made it easy for me
Okay.
because he's a website developer, software developer. So he
What
does
a husband.
websites, he
That
does
is
app,
it.
and
You
all
know that. You know.
Everybody wants to say
Somebody-
that's
it
something
makes
now.
it easy, like very easy for me. And me, I make my way of advertising very professional.
Yeah.
Just where we have
Attractive.
the cameras and professional camera, professional
Oh, nice.
quality.
Yeah.
I pay when my husband started assisting me, he was not collecting money, but he got to a point. He said, "See, I'm going to bill you. I will bill you so that you can charge them."
Shifty left the chat room.
So he collects money from me. For every professional video my husband does for me,
Yeah.
collects 80,000.
I just left the chat room. I just left the chat room.
So because of
Wanted
him,
to
like
ask
Yes. The clients you've been actually advertising for, how has the turnout been? Like, have you come back to
yes,
this is
because
nice,
I usually
I've
get
gotten-
reviews,
You really
and I
get-
post my reviews on my page, like on
Okay.
my highlights. There's where I post my reviews. If you go to my page, you'll see them. So if you click on it, you'll see reviews from those I've influenced
Oh
for.
wow, great.
Yes, so they follow me back to back. The people that I influence for, they follow my page back to back. Like they
Yeah.
don't allow me to rest. Every day I must be working.
You got an award one time, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
must be working, so I don't even have space.
That's a good one.
You understand? Yes. So the reviews have been good so
We
far.
can't. Okay,
Is
yeah,
it
that's
good so
nice.
far?
We can't end this show without talking about like this cake.
Yeah,
Because I'm sure
the
everybody
castle.
watching.
Boss.
Where did the idea come from? Where did the energy and
The
tell us?
spiritual backup.
Okay. I like to push boundaries. I get bored with the regular, like quickly, right? So I mean, generally, I have always admired cakes like that. and you see them on, like, Lebanese weddings.
Yeah.
Usually
And
big
massive.
and massive, and then so also the cakes. They have for their weddings, like,
Yeah.
really huge and unbelievable. So I've always admired their craft when it comes to wedding cake, and I think the huge castle cakes too. I don't know if I'm right. Is like predominantly from that part of the world.
Okay.
So I have followed quite a number of bakers, and in my head I was still thinking of a way to sort of go somewhere to learn how to, pull off like a masterpiece wedding cake show and all of that. Anyways, okay, so fast forward to the particular order that
Yes.
started the whole thing.
An
you know.
amazing one.
Yeah, I think it was a lot on the client's end. It's something I'll treasure forever because they've never seen me do something like that, and they just came to me and they're like, we want you
Real
to do our
trust.
cake, and this is what we want. So at first, when I see something I've never done before, something huge and scary, I
Take a deep breath.
take it
Yeah.
in first. Somebody did it. I can do it.
You can do
understand?
it.
And I don't believe in, okay, I can do it, let me just do it anyhow. You understand? I give it whatever it takes. So far I'm taking the job, I have to give it my 100%. You
Yes.
understand? I have to get it to a stage that I will say, okay, I have tried. I have tried everything humanly possible. So the other came, and I mean, at first I looked at it, I'm like, are you sure? She was like, yes. Okay, so I took it on. They were like, send a bill. I didn't even know what to charge because honestly,
Where do you
I
start
didn't,
from?
I couldn't. It was almost impossible to put a cost to it. It was impossible to put a cost to it because you don't know how much
You will
quantity
put it
of
right.
this you end up with, where you
Yeah.
get this from, where you get that from. But I just sort of put a cost to it because I had to
Like
give
a
them
bill of
information.
quantity.
And
Evaluation report.
Sorry, say again.
a bit of quantity,
Like,
like she's
yeah, bit of
Susan
quantity.
Morin.
Oh, okay. So I just, I had to put a cost to it. And, in my mind, I'm like, okay, this should conveniently sort this
Execute.
and give me extra, right? So, I mean, when it was time to start, when you have a particular task, especially for cakes, there are different ways to go around it. There's the realistic way, there's the smart way, there's the quick way,
which way?
there's the expensive way, there's the cheap
I
way.
think in that case she went always.
So yeah, that's the thing. So there were like 4 options for me, and I had to like sit down and evaluate each. You understand? And at the end of the day, I wanted to put out the best. You understand? It was a more expensive way, but we had to put
Fashion
it up.
But the turnout was amazing.
Amazing,
It
like
was amazing.
that's when I said I beg.
Not
Yes,
twice.
fashion,
That's
technically
good.
fashion. At the end of the day, you just want it picture perfect.
Yes.
And then you see yourself throwing resources and all.
She did an
and
amazing
it's very
job.
wonderful.
I think she just put Nigeria on the map, like in my own opinion,
Well, there's
on the map.
something.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's like,
There's
you know.
something-
Nigeria, we can do it.
Mhm.
There's something like that does to you. I lost a lot of customers. I won't lie.
Why?
I don't know. Automatically, they just, I hear a friend
out
saying,
of reach.
I hear a friend saying, oh, so person's birthday passed, but she said she couldn't come to you because she believes you'll be way expensive.
No
I'm like,
way.
Yes. I'm
Yeah,
telling
it
you,
happens.
I lost a lot of customers.
Because of the cake.
And when I
Are
get
you
to
kidding
talk
me?
to them-
Yeah.
They should be proud to be with you. Like,
No, when I
are you
get to talk to
serious?
them, when I get to talk to them, they'll be like, oh, you're on another level now. We don't
It
want
happens. Chioma Cake
Exactly,
Boss, when
the
Cake Boss came
expensive.
around
That I've
and I went
changed
for
my-
Cake Boss's show,
Yeah.
as soon as I came back, some of them were like, Amore, this one you've gone for Cake Boss's show now.
We can't
Your
afford
cakes.
you.
you
Oh,
can't
no,
afford them.
but no.
Yeah, but then on a good note, the
Yes.
type of people you attract.
Trust a better.
Different,
So
perfect, like, yes.
We must identify your client.
That's what I'm saying, because I mean, if you're saying this now, I actually believe what you're saying. But the honest truth is, everybody in their business wants growth.
Yes.
So if someone doesn't support the dream, if this, your client should be proud of you. Like,
Yes.
this is my girl. Now she's doing this type of
We
thing.
are proud.
No, but they
That's
leave.
your pride.
They just
No, if they
believe
leave, then
They
automatically
just believe that
our cakes
ah,
are now
if they pay this for this cake, we
expensive
can't
and
afford it.
Yeah.
I think it's a
Ah.
Nigerian
When you go for
mentality.
classes,
Yeah.
when you go for classes abroad and post it on your page and they see it, next thing is, Maureen,
Can
so
I
you
assure
go for
when
No,
you
classes.
but I think I understand what they're saying. Oh, but I've been, should I say, lucky that whenever I go for classes and they see what I do, sometimes people pay me money.
Yeah.
Like then,
Yes.
like, oh, when you come, that's the new one I want. Like
yeah.
the birthday is like, when are you coming back? So
Yeah.
it's maybe it's different people, different.
Oh, okay, this is a funny story. But with this story, I got to understand Abuja psychology with this story. So there's this friend that I usually bake for. Like I've been baking for our kids since 1 to like 5 or something. So there was a particular cake that was sent to her. She wasn't really satisfied with the cake. So she called to complain. Oh, my cake didn't have this touch, didn't have your regular touch and all of that. And then she was like, as a matter of fact, I don't even think you go for classes abroad. I'm like, excuse me.
What has-
Oh wow.
And then she says, yes, now. Do you
Mari,
go
so I
for
said,
classes
post
abroad?
it.
I'm like, what does that have to do with what we are talking about? She said, oh, because we don't see it. You don't post it. When people go for classes abroad, they post. And I'm like, because I don't post it,
Doesn't mean I don't
you
go.
don't know my lifestyle.
Oh.
Actually, I am a
I
very
think
laid
that
back
topic
person.
we have to have.
Like this,
that.
very
Yeah,
laid
you
back.
are.
I'm
Very
very laid
reserved.
back. Like I don't like to.
I used to be like that.
I got to know that people
I used to be like
want
that.
to see.
Abuja wants to
To them,
see.
They are
believe
carrying
it,
your
you
box
know.
from the airport.
You all just see.
That's what you
No, I started doing like a business. No, I said a business now. That's why.
No, it's for the business.
It's for the
Yeah, it's
business.
for the
I'm
business.
serious.
It's
For
not
the
for
business.
sure.
It's a very good strategy.
Yes,
because I'll
actually
tell
it
you
is.
why. She said what she would say, and in my mind, I'm like, okay, how this doesn't add up. My next class that I was going to have in Dubai from the airport.
But
When I entered the class, I was making all the videos showing the teachers and doing. My DM was full.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you.
I
Like,
stole the class.
from while in a class.
While in a class, I promise.
Seriously.
You, I stole the full
I
class.
tell people it's for
So,
business.
yeah.
It's for
So in my
business.
mind, okay,
This is what
please,
it
who
really
laid
works.
back help?
No, don't give all
You
the
put
point
that
here
laid
too,
back.
because we have to trash this topic.
Yeah.
And
Can I
so
open
for the
now?
next edition, we are going to trash these topics. How do people turn their cake business into something profitable?
Profitable.
Yeah,
But before we
very important
I have
topic.
to say something for our bakers out there. For a beautiful vanilla cake, just give me a tip. Give them a tip. What should we have?
Boss, let's go.
How do you tell a good vanilla cake?
How do you tell or tip to improve?
A tip to no, okay, how do you tell? Then a tip to improve.
If I see this one, I can tell.
So we have
Seeing
a
this
vanilla
one,
cake
yes.
So I see so many vanilla cakes.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
wondering-
mean, ability to make a very good vanilla cake is what makes your from somebody's vanilla cake, you can tell a lot about
They are baking.
yes, they're baking. I mean, because vanilla doesn't have so many ingredients,
Yeah.
so what you're putting together is key. You understand? How to tell a good vanilla cake? Obviously, the mouthfeel is light and airy. It's buttery, of course.
The texture is
yeah,
amazing.
the texture. Yeah. So when you put it in your mouth, you don't want to grab a cup of
choke.
water.
That means it shouldn't be there.
Yes, of
Not,
course.
even if it's,
Okay.
but not too dense. Because pound cake, that's what's dense.
Is a higher breed of a pound cake.
Yes, like because you're adding milk. I don't know about some
Yeah.
rest, but adding milk to it,
Yeah.
and milk should thin out the butter, so not
Yes.
too
So
dense.
the quality of butter you use goes a very long,
Long
way.
way.
Yes. But then there's one trick that I learned over I think over time. If you have a fantastic recipe, you can take it a step higher by adding, taking off maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons of flour and
And then
replacing with
cake flour.
No, replacing with
Corn flour.
almond flour.
Are you serious?
So now does
Really?
almond
Yeah.
work like an
Almond
emulsifier?
it
Okay,
tenderizes
that's-
your batter.
Oh,
Really?
I never knew that.
Wow.
Yes.
So I said
Okay.
she
In a way, if you
Not
add
like
too
sharing.
much, it will even be too moist.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you want to take it like a step further to make it like extra moist,
You
just-
guys grab that.
I'll grab the
Very, very important.
Yeah.
I'm going to practice.
This red
Even me
velvet
too.
we ate.
Very
Tell
moist
me
though.
something. It's been exposed. It's cold here, but I can still feel the moisture.
The cake is very moist too.
Tell me.
Thank
No,
you.
don't tell me
Moist
the
though.
recipe.
It's really nice.
You're just-
I have the vanilla. It's really
Hmm.
good. So-
Thank you. Thank you.
Very moist.
I think, like she said, it's the butter. Your
So this is
Mixed
butter based item.
yeah, sure, it is
Okay.
butter based, not oil based.
Okay.
And,
Cheap. You know,
The boss.
for Chioma,
yeah,
everybody waits to have that the mousse.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a
So I
dessert
know.
queen. Yeah. So
Thank you for very, very much. But we're not about dessert here. We'll talk about Maurice red velvet.
No, because I see people say they are doing mousse, and sometimes I can actually feel gelatin. I can feel gelatin.
Now that's the thing. I just feel if you use the right heavy cream, if you use the right chocolate, if you mix it the right way,
Yeah.
you should have a very rich mousse without so much. Actually, I don't like gelatin. And you know, when I first came into Abuja, I met a Muslim client who complained about gelatin.
Yes,
And yes, and I want to sell to everyone. I don't want to just sell to a particular set of people. So I had to keep going for classes to get the right recipe. And when I came back, I did a combination of both and give me what you enjoy.
Nice.
Have a sweet tooth.
You know,
Tell
I
me
just
something for us now.
We've not finished with the red velvet cake. Oh.
It's true, you dodged it.
Yes.
Tell me, why is it
Explain
why
it.
is it too moist?
like I said, it's just the butter, the
Okay,
mixing,
Butter, okay.
the right ingredients.
I love this,
Yeah.
and it's not color like you. It's not. It can't. It's
So
not
why
staining
is
my
it- why is
hands.
it-
You
okay.
know.
Anyway, if I push for that,
the
recipe
recipes.
might
No.
The recipe. It's a short recipe.
recipe.
See,
Like
just
sure
forget
that-
it. It's a short recipe. It's a short recipe. That's all. See how you camera.
Okay, so it's really been fun hanging out.
Yep.
It just feels so natural. It's the first edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Sorry we didn't start on time. Few hitches, but we got started. We appreciate God for this opportunity. We hope to showcase, like we agreed, because we can't always be here every week as we run monthly, but we'll have other bakers coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
that-
it's
that
a
would be
platform for
Very
other
nice.
bakers to showcase their work.
Yeah.
I see other skilled group. I just like how somehow the comedians are able to connect themselves and hold themselves tight. We are hoping that through platforms like this, we can
Yes.
connect.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
can connect. So you can reach any of us. You can have anybody as a mentor. You can have anybody as a mentor. The next sessions will have lines you can call in and ask questions. We'll be ready to answer
That'd
your
be great,
questions. So anything to say before we go offline? Something for the people. Yeah. Shoot, Maureen.
I would say to people watching, just be kind to one another.
Yeah.
Very
Kind in
necessary.
your own little way. That's what I always say all the time. Be kind. Thank you.
So just like you said, be kind to one another. I'm sticking to our line. Be kind to
Yeah.
one another. It's really
Yeah,
important.
it helps.
You know, it's a very big community supporting each other. I have a support anytime. I mean,
100%.
I call her to rant.
We talk.
You know, she's there. I know I have a sister to run to if there's a problem, and vice versa. So it's key. It's important.
I would like to say, like we are saying, be kind to one another. Since the pandemic, so many people have lost their jobs, loved ones. Some people's income went from 100 to 0. You know, so just show love, be positive, be prayerful, and Start something. Don't say I'm not ready today. No, I have to go for this first. Just start it. You can never tell what will happen next. Just most important thing, just start and live right. There's so much wickedness in the world. So let's all try to live right. Forget whatever you see on social media, the bad news. Tell yourself, today I'll be happy. And if you are happy, the next person next to you, you can share some joy with the person and the person will be happy. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
Okay, I would like to say you should not despise the days of little beginnings. Very important. Just keep going. It will get to a point where you start making the money as a business owner that you are. So, and also try and connect with people who are higher than you. You move with people who are higher than you. They would help you. Iron sharpness iron. So they will help you, to grow faster. Thank you.
Okay, I'll just round up by saying it's a very large community, as Lady said. Don't think you're going to poach on another person's customer. Every day, children are born, events are happening.
The sky is big enough.
The sky is big enough for all of us, and somehow let's welcome ourselves. There's power in connection.
True.
Okay, and then if you're depressed about anything, you can't just be an island, and you need to connect with people, and that's why the show is here. We are hopeful we'll meet again next month.
Yes, next
Very
month.
sooner than you think, and hopefully we'll have more content, something that is
Yeah.
fun. I'm sure they'll give you more tips on what to do. So please subscribe to the channel, go to their Instagram handles. With me, I am introducing them again. You have Cake Vendors Connect, you have Chipsy Zobun, you have Cakes by Ellen, you have Mo's Cakes and Pastries. Please check them out and see amazing jobs they are doing there. We also are learning, so please don't limit your learning. Thank you for this beautiful session. Thank you.
Thank
you. It's been fun.
See you guys next time.
Till
Have a
then.
nice day.
Yeah.